Yeah, yo. So this is going to be volume 2 of The Best It Never Was, starring Kawhi Leonard. As we all know, Kawhi Leonard was drafted in 2011 by the Indiana Pacers, traded to the San Antonio Spurs. He's a 2-time NBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP, 5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 7-time All-Defensive Player, 1-time Steal champ. Look, Kawhi Leonard started first making his name in 2013 season in the finals. He played great defense against LeBron James. He really became nationally known in 2014 while winning the finals MVP, while also mostly winning it because of the great defense he played on LeBron James. Look, and I know some people are going to look at the stats that LeBron put up in 2014 and be like, oh, Kawhi didn't play that great of the defense. No, go back and watch the games and just watch the possessions. Or you can just look at the stats of Kawhi guarding LeBron. He was a great defender against him. I've always said this, Kawhi Leonard is by far the best player I've seen guard LeBron James. Great point of attack defender. He's strong, he got hands, he got great lateral movement. I've noticed LeBron can't get into his bag. He can't really drive at will against Kawhi Leonard, so he makes him work a little bit. That's all you can do against a great player like LeBron. Make him work a little bit, make him think a little bit, and Kawhi's capable of doing that. Look, at that point, Kawhi Leonard was mostly known as a defensive player. The following year in 2015, the Spurs gave him the keys to be the number one shot taker on the team. He led the Spurs in shot attempts with a whopping 13 shots per game. Yes, you heard that correctly. He led the Spurs in shot attempts with 13 shots per game. He wins his first Defensive Player of the Year that year. They lose in the first round in a 7-game series against the Clippers. It was a great series. Chris Paul came through in the playoffs, which is a rare thing. The following year, 2016, they bring in LaMarcus Aldridge. It's Tim Duncan's last year in the league. Kawhi Leonard comes second in MVP that year. The Spurs was 67-15. See, people forgetting that 2015-16 season, the Golden State Warriors was 73-9. So part of the reason why they were going so hard that season was to make sure they had the number one seed, because the Spurs were right on their ass the whole season. That season concluded in a second round loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder 2016. Look, going into the playoffs, a lot of people thought the Thunder were going to win the whole thing that year. You have 2 MVP level players, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, both in their prime. Kawhi Leonard was designated to guard Russell Westbrook because you know Tony Parker cannot guard Russell Westbrook. Kawhi Leonard did a great job on Russell Westbrook, but with him focusing on Russ, Kevin Durant went off that series. They lost that. Following season, Kawhi Leonard in 2016-17 comes third in MVP voting in the regular season. This right here is the season Kawhi Leonard became a superstar. Not only did he become a superstar this season, I think when you go back and look, watch games, watch the playoffs, look at the numbers, add context to all, Kawhi Leonard was arguably the best player in the NBA in 2017. He was right up there with LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. He was right there with them. His scoring took a leap. That postseason, he averaged 27 points per game. He still was playing at the Defensive Player of the Year level. He came third in Defensive Player of the Year that season. So look at it. From 2014 to 2017, Kawhi Leonard wins a Finals MVP, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years. One year he's second in MVP voting. Another year he's third in MVP voting and third in Defensive Player of the Year voting, while putting up 27 points per game in the playoffs that season. We all know how that ended against the Golden State Warriors. He was cooking them in the first half. Zaza Pachulia put his foot up under him. That's all you wrote. So what happens after that? Kawhi Leonard deals with injuries. Supposedly he's cleared by the San Antonio Spurs medical staff. He got a second opinion, a third opinion. He did not feel comfortable. He did not think he was cleared to play, which led to a tumultuous 2018 season where I think everybody has to look at this and question what the quote-unquote Spurs culture is. Because I remember a lot of reports talk about Kawhi Leonard isn't really injured. Kawhi Leonard's uncle this, his uncle Dennis that. Tony Parker Manu Ginobili publicly speaking against Kawhi Leonard. Tony Parker said my injury is way worse than Kawhi Leonard's was. So not only are you questioning his injury, you're really questioning him as a basketball player, and more importantly as a man, you're questioning his integrity. To say a man is faking an injury is a big claim. Greg Popovich was sending his troops out. They were sending his troops out to go after Kawhi Leonard. Skip Bayless, look, we don't take him serious, but still, he's part of the mainstream media. He's a big name. He has a voice. He was going at Kawhi Leonard. All of them were questioning Kawhi Leonard's injury status. They were questioning Kawhi Leonard's injury status. So what happened after that? They traded him to Toronto. Everybody knows he wanted to get traded to LA. The Spurs were like, nah, we're going to send you the other way. We're going to send you out the country. So he gets traded to Toronto for DeMar DeRozan. The Toronto Raptors were a very good team. But look, in basketball, you have to have a superstar to win a championship. So you add Kawhi Leonard and a Danny Green. You lose a DeMar DeRozan. The East actually got better that season, even though LeBron James did go west. Overall, the East did get better that season. And we all know Kawhi Leonard had one of the best playoff runs we've seen in the last 20 years. He had a Kobe second three-peat Jordan level run with two-way wing, high-level scoring. He was dominant. We see what he did when he decided to take over to be the primary defender against Giannis. Of course, they had a wall behind him. It was a team effort. Nobody's going to claim that it wasn't. But Kawhi Leonard played great there. Kawhi Leonard was one and done. He went home. He went to LA. And this is where things started to go wrong. 2020, losing the bubble, lose a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets. 2021, Kawhi Leonard is having a historic scoring postseason and gets injured again. 2022, he doesn't play the whole season. 2023, the games he played in the regular season, he played about 50 games in regular season. Once again, you seen as the season went on, he was getting his legs up under him. He was scoring at a historic rate again. We seen what he did in game 1 against the Phoenix Suns, but he got hurt again. So the reason why I'm really making this, because I need people to understand something. Kawhi Leonard, in my opinion, has been the best player in the NBA from at least minimum 2019 to 2023 when healthy. But the issue is he's never healthy. You can really make the claim that he was the best player since 2016-17 season. You can make that claim. His name is in that hat. Is a four-man race. They all have a claim. Look at these stats I'm about to add. You can check out the stats compared to the other players of that time period. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. I threw in Giannis as well because I think his name towards the end 2019 on could be in the hat of best player in the NBA. So my thing is this, right? Two-way wing, his scoring, his efficiencies at a KD level. He scores at the same volume as everybody else, as a LeBron, as a KD, as a Steph Curry. But then he also plays better defense than all of those guys, right? So I think we were robbed of a true prime from Kawhi Leonard. See, we were lucky enough to see a prime from LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. But Kawhi Leonard, once he hit his stride, the injuries just came right after. As soon as he hit his superstardom, the injuries started rolling in. So I think we were robbed of a true prime. If Kawhi Leonard was fully healthy for the last 6 seasons, I think at least half of those he would have been definitively the best player in the NBA. I have no doubt in my mind in 2021 they would have won a championship. And how would we view Kawhi Leonard? One of the best defensive wings of all time. His scoring, look, by the numbers, he scores just as good as Kevin Durant by the numbers at his prime, right? He's an overall great basketball player. He increased his playmaking and passing. Look, Kawhi Leonard will be considered, no doubt in my mind, a top 20 player. Because if you're talking about peak for peak, now let's look at it. Peak for peak. I want you to answer this in the comment section. Who's better, Kawhi Leonard or Dwyane Wade, peak for peak? Kawhi Leonard or Dirk Nowitzki, peak for peak? Kawhi Leonard or Kevin Garnett, peak for peak? How about this one? Kawhi Leonard versus Kevin Durant, peak for peak? Let me know in the comment section. Look, like, comment, subscribe. I got more videos coming soon. Yes, sir. I'm out.